And there'll probably be lag on whatever this is.
This room looks a lot bigger up there.
Right?
That's the whole point.
I think those new
I seriously got to figure out how to sit
sound things are, those things are not big on the call. It looks really good. Hey guys, what's up? This is the Make Your Move podcast. We are back. This is our first episode at night, and our first guest at night, Brice Shepherd. What's up, Brice?
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
What's up, man?
So, I've known Brice like forever. We went to Connor together back in the day. What were you? Were you a junior when I was a freshman?
No, I'm only a year ahead of you.
Okay, so you were a sophomore when I was a freshman. So I got to get my anecdote out of the way about Brice first before we move in. But Brice, when I was a freshman on the basketball team, I mean, I was a dorkiest, tall, string bean, falling over, getting picked on guy. But Brice was like the nicest dude ever to me. I remember that specifically, thinking like you were one of the most kindest people that I had ever met. And he kind of like opened up the doors, let me come to basketball stuff that was outside of basketball, and invited me to parties and shit like that. So he probably don't remember that shit, probably nothing to him. But yeah, I just thought,
meant something to you.
Yeah, definitely somebody that touched base in my life there.
See the impact that you can make on people you don't even remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I still remember them. But yeah, I mean, you know,
Always
when
be
you're,
nice.
you're being nice, it's olive branch. I'd sit these chairs, dude.
About to get comfy up in here.
Yeah, get real comfortable, man.
No, man, that's I can be an asshole at times, you know, first impressions are kind of everything, but yeah, I can be really direct to people, but I don't think I've ever met anybody that just absolutely hates me or has hated me for very long.
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to be nice and kind to people. But we had something going on. I mean, both of us were like rail thin back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, we're probably both the same height as we were back when we were 15 and 16.
Yes, exactly.
But we've put on a few more pounds since then.
Yeah.
You know, so you come a long way. You get, you know, someone who's 6'6", 6'7", whatever you are, and I'm barely in 6 foot in Jordans. You know, you get pushed around as a kid, and skinny kids got to stick up for each other, man.
Right. And then from there, we played a lot of basketball at the parks, Boone Woods, and then we finally, you know, got together, got a team going on the rec league. That was fun times. And this is kind of what brings in, you know, what you do for a living. I remember, you know, back then we were like, man, let's start this group on Facebook. And Facebook was like brand new. Let's start this group where, like, you know, basketball players can communicate and like meet up at the park and play pickup games and stuff like that. So we needed a logo. And I'm like, man, we need a logo. Bryce like, that's what I do. So he created the NKY Street Ball logo. That group is still alive, and it's got, you know, a bunch of people in it from Sports All Sorts and stuff and kids. But you created that logo and you created our team logo.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So those two, when you did that, that really sparked in my head, because I'd always been an artist. I've always been like, you know, A+ student art and F and everything else. Mm-hmm. And when I saw you create those, I was like, man, that is really cool. So I got into graphic design pretty hard after, you know, like doing that and creating that on social media. So those two little touches, 3 touches in my life that I've encountered Brice. So now tell us about, you know, what you do.
So I got out of, well, I mean, I'm still technically a designer, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, I have a design degree that I got years and years ago, but now it's all about wrapping cars. That's
I think your design eye is involved in that big time.
Yeah. So 20 years ago, I got my hands on vinyl wrap and wrapped my first car. And once that happened, like, I never looked back from that. So like, I was always wanted to create the designs and everything like that and put them on there, but it's evolved after 20 years, you know? So that's just kind of the evolution of, like, I was really into logo design back in the day, like, you know, and that's what I thought I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, like, being creative is fun, but that's not what ultimately, like, what my goal was. I was still trying to find myself. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I mean, hell, over 40 now, and I'm still trying to figure it out, you know? So if like people don't know, like it's never too late to start something new. But that's it now. I mean, now I have my own company. It's Big Sticker, vehicle wraps, graphic installations. I'm out in Erlanger, Kentucky. And I wrap vehicles. So and I don't just call it wrapping, not just slinging stickers. It's, for me, I'm not selling just that. I'm selling an alternative way to brand your business,
Right.
which, you know, advertising and marketing and branding, like it all goes hand in hand, right? And a vehicle wrap is just a small part of a much larger part.
Yeah.
So you don't just basically only do the solid colors. You do commercial stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So
gotcha.
that's my bread and butter. I prefer to do commercial.
Uh-huh.
You know, restyling a car, you know, changing the color of it, and that's all well and good. That's really cool. And if you find the right clients for that, you can have some really, really good, like repeat clients and good work and stuff like that. But for me, business clients, like those are the way to go. So if you get someone in the home service-based industry, plumbers, heating and air people, roofing people, you know, all that kind of stuff.
They're always getting new vans as they grow. And aging.
Yeah, exactly. As they grow. So like, that's my goal is if I have Joe's Heating and Plumbing that comes to me and says, hey, I don't have a logo, I don't have any branding, I got a truck, I got a business.
Yeah.
What do I do? I can help with that. I'm, you know, building a network of designers that actually help. So that way I don't have to do all of the design, you know, I can, you know, put some out and put people who are better than me out, you know, so that way I'm giving my clients the best possible outcome.
Right.
So, and that's what it's about, because as they grow, like I'll grow. So, and it's, you know, when the tide rises, all the ships go up, and that's huge for me.
Yeah, man. So like, whereabouts in Erlanger are you?
Right next to Dixie Heights High School.
Right next to Dixie Heights.
Yeah. So 28 Kenton Lands Road is the address. It's Building B. There's two. There's two. There's like a gray and black building. 21 of the first one has a big 28 on the front of. That's the first building. I'm in the second building right behind it.
Undercoating guy? Next to him?
So that's Rad Truck Works.
Okay.
That's Brian Rollo, Rad Truck Works. He's one block over.
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm close.
You're really close. Yeah. You go one block down. It is right across the street from Quinn Electric.
Okay.
Right by the Dixie Heights High School baseball field literally butts up to my parking lot. So in the springtime, it's fun. I can't park my car out there after school because foul balls are a real issue.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I got plenty of space inside, 3,000 square foot facility.
Nice.
You know, I've had a few trucks in there at the time, but being only one person, I can only work on one at a time.
Yeah.
But, you know, I try to keep myself busy and things like that.
You're your only employee?
Yep. Solopreneur, man.
But you are outsourcing design work and stuff like that. So you're not doing everything.
Exactly.
You're doing
So I'll outsource design work if I need to. I have about a handful of designers that I'll use, you know, here in the States and overseas. You know, and again, it depends on what the job calls for. And then I have a handful of installers that I'll ask to come help me as well, who either have their own, who are also solopreneurs like myself, or just straight up installers, and they like literally just wait for people to call them to do contracted installs. And that's only if I need it. You know, sometimes you take on a job that's just too big and you can't handle yourself because you have to fit it into a certain time frame.
Yeah.
So you got to call someone for help. But the ultimate goal obviously is to grow the business to where I have my own design staff, I have my own front end, you know, people, I have my own installers, all that kind of stuff. And we're just churning stuff out all day long.
I will tell you that wrapping a car is some of the hardest shit that I've ever done.
You know what?
It's tedious, man. It's tricks of the trade, all right?
Yes. So here's the thing. Just like with anything, if you have the right tools and the right know-how and you can problem solve, like you can wrap a car. And it's really, you I worked in the corporate field for 7 years wrapping food trucks essentially,
Yeah.
in-house training people. We had a team of like 12 guys. We would wrap 3 food trucks a day. So we're talking like 1,500 square feet of vinyl every single day.
Wow.
And I would train guys who had never had a squeegee or a knife or a piece of vinyl in their hand, and you train them, and you send them through through the motions, and tell them what not to do and what to do, and eventually you
It's
become
just like,
you
kind of
become
like
a
painting.
rapper.
Like
Yeah.
an amateur picks up a paintbrush.
Yep.
They're going to need tape at first, or they don't know how to
I
cut
think
lines.
rapping is harder than
Oh yeah, I'm just saying,
A
like
lot.
it's just like anything. You've got to develop a skill.
It's
out of
a
it.
learned
There's an
skill.
art to it.
Yeah, it's a learned skill. It's an art. It does take patience. Like I said, problem solving. You have to be able to read what you're doing. You have to be able to see a problem before it happens. You can't skip steps, just like painting or carpentry or anything like that. There's a definite process to it. And there have been people that I've worked with and trained before who cannot pick it up. They just don't have the vision for it. And then there have been other people that I've worked with who have picked it up in less than 3 months and have been really, really proficient at it.
I need my truck wrapped. I've been talking about this for too long. Then I wrecked my truck the other day. So we might have the money for it now, though.
Yeah, but that's so like, and that's what's crazy about, vehicle wraps. And like I said, when you restyle your car, you change the color of it or whatever, like that's all well and good. If you're the type of person who wants to stand out in a crowd, I highly recommend wrapping your truck or your car or whatever it is, because next time you're at a Kroger or a Publix, right? Walk into the parking lot or a Walmart, whatever, and you can see like over all the cars, how tall you are. So just look at all the cars, and like I guarantee over half of them are either white, silver or gray, black or red. Like of those 4
They
colors,
quit making cool cars a long time ago.
all of them.
Well, they
like,
want them to just like houses are the same way.
everything's
Neutral
gray.
colors.
Everything's neutral, right?
Yeah.
So if you want
Everyone's sad.
yeah. So if you buy a color, so COVID was a cool thing. COVID was weird because like you couldn't get a car in the color you wanted. If you could get a car, right? If you guys remember back that time, if people were shopping for cars, if you could get one that had all the chips and everything that it needed, and you could get one, the probability of you buying a car in your color that you wanted was really slim, right? So people would get it wrapped. So the wrap industry like really didn't take a dip during COVID because there was a whole bunch of extra money that was floating around from the government and everything like that. And then people were still buying cars, but they were buying colors that they didn't wanted, and they were taking them to wrap shops to get wrapped with all the extra money.
If a wrap shop teamed up with dealerships,
So there have been,
my God.
So there have been things like that. What happens is there's liability there. There's a lot of things. So funny enough, Ford had a program a few years back. It was called like the Ford Wrap program, and they were going to do a program, and they were working on it with some really big name people in the industry. You had to get like Ford Wrap certified. Everything had to be done the exact same way. They were templating everything, but you could buy Ford F-150 or a Mustang or a Bronco. There were certain ones that you
Pre-cuts?
could buy, huh?
pre-cut, like
You could buy them, and then if you wanted a color that wasn't offered, you could pick from a selected list of vinyls, and then they would take that car to a wrap shop. They would wrap it, and you would pick up the car 100% wrapped. What ended up happening was the program got killed, and they would roll it into financing and all that kind of stuff, right? What happened was there was some liability issues. I don't know the entire story. I just know that Ford, for whatever reason, was like, there was some kind of legality there that they weren't on board with. And so like literally less than a month before it was supposed to roll out, they killed the project.
corporate killed the project. Story of everything.
Yeah. But now Tesla is doing something similar, or trying to do something similar. That's what I've heard. I don't know exactly.
Customize your Tesla.
But that's the thing, dude. But how many Teslas do you see that's not just white or black?
Oh yeah.
Teslas are the easiest car in the world to wrap, probably with the exception of like the new Kia Telluride, or I think there's like a Land Rover or something out there right now. It's like there's like no door handles on it. It's flat. It's boxy. They're super easy.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, a Tesla, one guy should be able to wrap a Tesla in 8 hours or
Because the door
less.
handles and all that stuff.
Dude,
There's no
they're
stretching
yeah.
hardly at all.
They're so easy.
Smooth.
So easy. and you're going to get 3 years out of it, at least.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using a good quality film, you take care of it. You know, the whoever you get to wrap it, the shop, they, you know, if they do a good job, they're not overstretching it, not, you know, exceeding the limits of the film. And then if they're actually telling you how to take care of it, you know, they're providing your wrap care, all that kind of stuff is what you need to do. Some wrap shops will do checkups every year. They'll check in, but you know, it's up to you to make that appointment as the consumer.
Sure.
You know, you can ceramic coat them afterwards, which makes them easier to clean, all that kind of stuff. So it's really great. But again, it's, you know, if you want to stand out, like, get your car wrapped. But it is for sure, it's an additional expense. It's a luxury item.
Yeah.
So when people say
Good tax write-off, right?
it's for a business, yes, because it's marketing, it's advertising,
Yeah.
100%.
That's why I want to do it to my truck. I want to have like the, you know, I don't know what in my head what I want. So I'll let, like you said, let a designer look at all of our logos, all our stuff, and
Yep.
figure it out.
They're
But
starting to wrap like equipment now.
Yes, like backhoes and things like that, diggers, bobcats, things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it looks crazy.
Yeah.
now, is that for aesthetics or protection?
Yes.
Aesthetics.
Yes. Both.
Yeah.
Both. So a lot of
Depends
the
on how you baby your machine, I guess.
well, a lot of the vinyls that they're using on those, they're thicker, and the laminate is super thick, and it's made to withstand like heavy impact like that.
Yeah, like
or like
rock coming up and
Yeah, rock chips
denting
and stuff like
cutting,
that.
yeah.
So there's different vinyls and different laminates that can be used that'll actually protect it. They use them on like motocross bikes and stuff like that. Super aggressive vinyl. They'll stick to just about anything, but it's super thick. So
Is it hard to apply?
yeah, it's super rigid. So like you're doing like the flat surfaces, you're not getting a lot of
Pretty much
control
all
of
you'll
the-
have to do is flat surfaces.
Right.
Anything curves, it's probably going to wrinkle or something.
Yeah, on a machine like that, it can be a little tougher. But you build the right template, you
There's
know,
companies out there that do it.
huh?
That you could buy the template for your machine. You get it, and it's basically like a big ass sticker.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you ever done like a model car and had stickers? It's just that.
I fuck up
bigger.
a sticker, get it folded on one half, try to
Yeah,
unfold
man.
it, rip it, try to get it back together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, people don't realize it's funny when I've even people in my industry, when they hear the name of the business and it's big sticker, I have dumbed it down to like really the most basic thing that it really is a big sticker. You know, and I got the idea from my kid, funnily enough, who was like building some Legos one day, and we were doing some cars, just like small cars, and we were putting the stickers on the car, and I was like, we're wrapping this car with tiny little, like with tiny stickers, and I was like, and I use big sticker, and like that's kind of like where the idea kind of came from. You know, and then you throw in my initials and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, this just works.
Who did the logo work?
That was me.
Do it.
Yeah.
I don't really do design anymore. That's a badass
Yeah,
logo.
it took a while. It took a long
So
while.
the B and a S in there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah, I actually had, so the first iteration, I think I'm wearing my old t-shirt.
You can rival with Chandler.
So like that's the first iteration. Hold on. It's kind of like, it's a little bit different. It's in a circle and it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Reminds me almost like a sports logo in a way. So.
Yeah, so when I did it, like, so my favorite comic book character is the Flash.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I kind of like wanted to put it at an angle and like make it look like the Flash.
Well, it goes with cars too. It feels speedy.
Yeah. So, and
It
that was
feels
another
speedy.
thing. I really like, you know, liveries, race cars, and things like that. So I wanted it to look like it could kind of go both directions, but I wanted it to be timeless, iconic.
What were you driving? You drove by and you honked.
Oh, Subaru, just a little Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the rap really stuck out when you drove by. We knew it was you.
Yeah.
Like, there he is. Couldn't see you. It was just real, like a flash. It's like, that's got to be him.
Flat black
On one side.
on one side, gloss on the other.
Yeah. So the other side is yellow. It's
No
gold.
way.
Yeah.
It's two-toned?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
We
well-
only saw the black side.
Yeah. One side's gold and the other side is a satin black with.
So he's just rapping your own shit. Can you imagine? He's just trying to come up with whatever he can.
Yeah. And it
What
needs to be
can I do
redone.
here?
I had something fall on it the other day in my shop and it messed up the hood. Like it tore the vinyl. Saved the hood. That's another thing about the wrap. It'll protect your car.
Yeah.
You know, it's thin, but it's thin enough.
It's something.
I literally had, it was like a 2 or 3 foot, I think it was like a 2 foot wide by 8 foot piece of like 1/2 inch plywood, a wind gust. So I had my garage doors open and I always pull into my garage, and a wind gust came in, crazy, just came in and it knocked this thing over and it landed right on my car.
Don't they have wraps that are clear?
So that's paint protection film.
Yeah.
PPF.
Yeah. So my
PPF.
uncle had like an Affinity, and
Yep.
this was way back in the day, like 2001, and he was so impressed. He was like, "Come look at this." You know, he's like, "That's not even the paint. Like, you could see the seams of it,
Yeah.
and it was like perfectly cut for it." I think they did it there for him.
Yeah, so paint protection film is cool. I'll say if anyone that ever watches this, do not buy a car and get dealer installed paint protection film
Okay.
unless you know who's installing it and what kind of warranty they're providing, and the quality of their work. Because most of the time when dealer installed paint protection film is installed, at least all the stuff that I've seen, it is bogus. Like, it sucks. The craftsmanship is just bad.
Yeah.
So if you want paint protection film or any
Who do you
kind,
think does it? Is it a third party? Is it
it's almost always going to be a third party, unless the dealership is large enough where they have someone in-house working on it.
So they're like hiring a subcontractor for the cheapest one.
Yeah, a lot of times. So
What an industry standard.
at one time, around COVID time, in the last job that I had, we worked a lot with a local dealership for doing some wraps and some paint protection film and stuff like that. But we didn't treat it like just like get it in, get it out. We wanted it to be perfect. But we never saw the end client, but we wanted it to be perfect anyway, because we didn't want it ever coming back, you know? Paint protection film has a 10-year warranty, most of it. So it's gonna last the life of the car, but that's why the price is 2, 3, 4 times as much as getting a wrap. You know, it's way thicker. It's gonna protect. You get scuffed or whatever, you literally take off the film, you replace it.
Right.
Does a really good job of doing that. But vinyl
Probably
will do
good
the
for
same thing.
reselling your car. You know,
Yes.
like peel that off when you go to resell, and you got like a brand new paint job.
Absolutely. Same thing with the wrap.
Yeah.
So wrap is like vinyl wrap. It's like protecting it in style. Essentially, there are some shops around here, and that's how they advertise it. Protect your car, protect your ride in style.
Yeah.
Just wrap it. Now they're making colored paint protection film. So the exact same thing is clear,
Yeah.
but you can buy it colored. So it's got the same warranty, lasts 8 to 10 years, but it's got a color to it. It can be wet applied. There's some now that's dry apply. So it's going to be installed like vinyl. The technology has come a really, really long way.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it, there are a lot of people out there who say, yeah, I can do that or whatever, but, and they work from their garage. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got to start somewhere. I worked in my garage for a while as well, but when you don't have systems and processes and you can't kind of back up the warranty, and as a consumer, if I don't know if you're going to be in that garage in 6 months or not,
Yeah.
are you going to help me if I have a problem?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
What's the industry warranty usually on PPF? What is like your standard?
So on paint protection film, so there's no, shops will give their own warranties on stuff, and manufacturers have their own warranties. Most shops tend to follow the warranties of the manufacturer. Most films, I'll use Expel. Expel is probably the largest name paint protection film provider out there, one of them. They have a 10-year film. It's like it should last 10 years, meaning it's not going to crack, it's not going to yellow, it's not going to peel or fade. It's going to keep your car looking.
Failure.
Yes, that's
It's not installation.
Yeah, installation. Yeah, you could have a failure, an installation failure
In a week.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
a week.
quick.
Exactly. But that has nothing to do with the film. That has to do with the
Yes,
install.
that's how manufacturers get you. It's
Exactly.
got a 10-year warranty if it's done right.
Yeah.
Well,
and
that's
If
anything.
it was done by one of our
Yeah.
employees.
And that's the thing. There are so many people out there, and I've dealt with a lot of installers with really big egos that believe they don't make mistakes.
You fuck up no matter what.
Dude, yeah, you're gonna mess up. I've worked with them before, and you see a vehicle, it's wrapped, and 3 days later, the client's coming back because something's peeling at an edge, or
Is
it's
that
like
from overstretching?
it's exactly.
away from itself.
It's doing what we call bottle capping, or it's like fingering. Like it'll kind of like crinkle up on the edges, and that's because it's been overstretched a lot.
I
That's
know exactly what you're talking
the
about.
majority of the time. That's the issue. It's been overstretched.
So is that something that's accidental, or are they just trying to make their materials last longer or something? Is this just something that's
It's because it's
a rookie
easier
mistake
to-
or something?
It could be a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
It could be not knowing the material. It could be incorrect prep. Prepping. I have a 14-year-old daughter who comes in and helps me every now and again. And one of my most recent projects, I wrapped a smoker,
Oh,
like a pull behind trailer. It was like a barbecue smoker.
Yeah. And that's going to stay on there.
I hope. I hope. It was a project a few months in the making, trying to get it right. But we got the smoker, we had to clean it, and my daughter helped me clean it. And she'd be like, "All right, I'm done." I'd go and inspect it. And I'm like, "You're not done. Like, we need to do this. We need to clean here. We need to do this. We need to clean here." She'd come back 30 minutes later. "Okay, I'm done." I'd go look at it again. "You're not done."
Right.
Because she just wasn't cleaning as well as it needed to be cleaned. So, you have to explain. I had to explain to her, like, listen, vinyl wrapping is one thing. I can put a sticker on anything. I can put a sticker over all the grease that was on this. I can put a sticker over all the dirt that's on this.
Yeah.
But the likelihood of it failing just increases dramatically.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's not prepped right, just like paint, if you've ever had a car painted or a wall painted and it starts peeling and flaking after a short amount of time,
Down.
more than likely you didn't prep it right.
You didn't sand.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't clean.
What happens if you just put press-on nails without scraping it up and putting some glue in there?
It's prep. And
That's a really probably good reference.
yeah.
I got a question for you. What if you have like rust on your vehicle? Can you wrap over top of rust and kind of stop that and protect it, or
won't stop it.
should you bust them? Should
won't
you
stop
bondo that up first, just like you would paint, and then
So rust is cancer in cars
yeah,
for steel, right?
yeah,
And it's oxidation, right? That steel is being oxidized from both sides, right? So if you wrap one side, it doesn't matter on the other side, even if it's just surface rust. So if you have surface rust, the best thing to do is to take it to a body shop and have them get rid of it. They have to sand it, prep it,
yeah.
not necessarily bondo it, but sand it down, get rid of the rust, maybe take it to bare metal, and then at least prime it like they're going to paint it, and then you can wrap over it. That's going to give you the best finish. Now, have I wrapped over rust before? Absolutely.
Like my truck's gonna be like a work truck. I don't really give a shit. Just wrap it if it lasts a year, a couple years.
You can't. And
Well,
that's,
just hit it with some spray paint or
yeah,
something.
and that's at the discretion.
to keep it from
I just need
continuously
it.
rusting.
Yeah, I just need it to be like all black with my white logos on it.
Yeah, then that's at the discretion of the owner and the
Yeah.
client. For sure, I've
one of
done
those
plenty of work trucks. I probably have some pictures. Like I've done some like roofing trucks and things like that, where the bottom of it, like it's just where all the salt gets, and it's just. I mean, it's rusted so bad. There's literally a hole
There's holes
in the
and
steel.
you're
And
just
like,
wrapped over top.
what am I going to do
punch a hole
here?
there.
So you take some adhesive, you clean it as best you can.
Yeah.
You take some adhesive promoter on the rust to help the adhesive bond to the rust. You wrap right over it, and then you have to cut out where any hole is. So you're still going to have a hole, but you're going to,
okay.
because if you wrap over a hole, the vinyl expands and contracts with the weather.
Yeah.
And when
You're
it
gonna
gets
get bubbles.
and when it gets brittle, it'll break. So in the winter months, if there's a hole and it gets brittle and all of a sudden it flexes, it creates a hole anyway. So you got to cut that hole out. So yeah, I've done that. I mean, and any installer who tells you I've never wrapped over rust, they're lying.
Yeah.
Any installer who's ever told you I've never had a
But you got a
failure.
lot of blue collar workers who are just, hey, I need this wrap. They don't. They're like, hey, I know what's going on here. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, and
It's not your fault.
As long as they know, like I have a, I don't even know how many pages it is because I've never printed it out, but I have a long list on the website for terms and conditions.
Yeah.
When you sign an estimate with me and you put a deposit down, you are agreeing to those terms and conditions, whether or not you've read them or not.
Okay.
And in those terms and conditions, we talk
Yep.
about rust, we talk about longevity, all that kind of stuff.
If you wrap over shit, it's still going to look like shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing to market your business? I don't see much out there unless I'm not on the pages or what. Or
Yeah,
you
so
already have, like, so much work that you're kind of like, I don't want to advertise.
Yeah, a while back, I had somebody doing like social stuff for me because I had just a slew. I had a whole library of just content, photos, videos, like everything, and I was just like, "Here's all my stuff. Like, schedule it and just put it out." So she would do, I think she would do 3 to 5 posts, and reels and stuff like that for me a week.
Yeah.
And it worked. It was good. I did it for probably 4 to 5 months. I didn't see a ton of return on it. But the name was out there. People go, "Oh, I saw your reel, I saw that, whatever." But I also wasn't using advertising dollars, which is really a big way to help get your name
I'm
out.
following you. I'm gonna put it on the
But yeah, I don't do a lot.
favorites.
It's tough. So I talked about I'm in a networking group. I'm in BNI, which is how I know a couple of the guys that on the show before.
Yeah.
They're in the same group as me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Connor and Craig.
Oh, okay.
So they're, we're in the same networking group. So I do that, but honestly, it's a lot of word of mouth.
Once you get that word of mouth built up, like, and you're comfortable,
And you're on your own and you're not really trying to grow, it's perfect.
Yeah.
marketing kind of falls off. That's kind of what happened to me. Is like we hit it hard. Like Quentin hit it hard the first like 3 years I was open.
Yeah.
But once the word of mouth kind of grew, it's like my marketing has totally fell off. Unless I kind of like remember it on the job site, like, I want to post something. But it's like that's the thing that I have a hard time overcoming is like, do I want to grow or not? Do you have that problem?
So I want to grow. I just don't want to grow too fast. I don't want to be a solo guy. Like right now I'm in the business, right? I am in the shit every day. I'm doing
You're in the
everything.
trenches.
I am, I go home, I spend as much time with my family as I can, and then at some point I'm like, all right, I got to do some work,
Right.
and that's the kind of stuff that you do.
That's what we all live.
So at some point, I want to be working on the business instead of working in the business.
Right.
Where right now it goes back and forth. I am on a roller coaster of business. I have a sales phase, I have a production phase, and then I have an installation phase. And it's this all the time for me. So I'll have an influx of sales, and then I got to get all that stuff that I just sold ready and prepped and then installed, and then I got to do it all over again.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? They all come at once.
Right.
It's so spread out.
Right. So I'm dealing with that right now. I'm in a production phase for a handful of jobs, and I'm kind of freaking out because I'm going on a long vacation in a few weeks in September.
That won't be a vacation.
Oh, it will, because I'm turning shit off.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I'm not going to be.
I'd be an anxiety attack the whole time.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I put my phone on the charger now, and I rarely.
Yeah, and I'll check email and I'll
But
check stuff.
To be fair, your business isn't like emergency business. Like with mine, like, what if something I did fucks up while I'm gone or leaks?
Well, what
Like,
I have
that's what bothers me.
What I have that you don't have is we have calls every day. Like, you have projects that come in and you deal with customer service, and then you're good for a while. We're every single day there's emails, calls, and stuff to process.
Damn, and you
But
turn it off too?
I put someone in place to do that. My wife.
I mean, but that's what it takes. I mean, the goal is to have a front end person who can handle incoming calls and do estimates and things like that, so I don't have to deal with it. The goal is to have an installer that I can train to do production work and installs, so I don't have to be installing every time we have something, but being trained by me, who has, they say that, certifications don't mean a lot. It does, in my mind, it shows the end consumer that you're dedicated to your craft. So when you're paying for certifications, and it shows you know what you're doing.
And you care.
Yeah, and I care. There's outside of myself, I think there's one other person in this area who has as many certifications as I do. But then there are a handful of installers that have like one or two here and there. But that shows that you care, you want to grow. Like at the end of the day, it is just kind of a, hey, like I got this piece of paper because I went into a class for a few days.
To your clients.
But it does. Again, it shows that
trust.
It builds
This
trust.
is not just some guy in his garage.
Exactly.
Do you use AI in your business at all?
Yeah. So I've given up trying to fight it.
Right.
I'm done. Like I'm done trying to fight. It's inevitable, right?
Yeah, it's like trying to fight social media.
So here's the way I look at AI. I'm glad you asked. That was like total like left turn, like real quick. I'm glad you asked.
There's a reason I asked, but
I was
I'll
about
let you
to ask that
continue.
a few minutes ago.
So the amount of time people bring, I mean, whether it be business, personal, like whatever, they will bring me an image and they say, I want my car to look like this. I've stopped telling people like, let's fix it or let's make it better or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like I want to sell a wrap.
Yeah.
Like I want to put the wrap on. And if I make you happy with whatever, if it's
You don't have to be happy.
I know exactly
You know what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
talking about, like making a video.
if
for
it's
somebody.
shit or not, like you at the end of the day, like the client gets what the client wants because they're the one paying the bills.
Yeah.
Now, if they're open to suggestion to how we can make it better
Right.
for them or for their business, then I am happy to hold their hand and work with them
Yeah.
and do that. But if someone comes in and says, I want exactly this to the best of your ability,
Sure.
no problem.
You know they're signing up. They're there and
Yes.
they want it.
Yeah, I say that because I'm literally in the middle of doing that for a job right now. I was literally exporting the print files before I came up here.
Yeah.
So they have a Dodge Ram. They brought me an AI generated with I don't know how many prompts they put in, but they got to where they wanted.
You got a bald eagle down
Of
there.
a
the
3/4,
stall
yeah.
Flames coming out.
Dude, 3/4 view Dodge Ram. They said, this is what I want. I said, all right, do you have a tailgate and a hood idea? Or you just like, what do you want? Yeah, we got tailgate and hood. So they gave me those images too. So again, like there's a fee for that. Someone has to touch it. I can't just print what you give me, right? I can't
Yeah,
just
that's
print
just
that
like
and put it on.
basically a drawing of what they want.
Yeah.
You're going to have to design that
So
design.
AI is a tool.
Yeah.
And as long as you know how to use that tool, like a hammer, like a sawzall, like a
Dude.
forklift, whatever, you're going to be able to do the job.
I bet with your knowledge, and that's how AI works, the more knowledge that you can give it in your industry, the better. I bet you could take that image, put it in there, and be like, hey, pull this image off, turn it into an SVG at the, make sure you could probably take and have it make you the file now.
Yeah, similar. So you're not going to get vector art from it yet. As far as I know, you could. There's
can
probably
SVG.
someone out there.
Claude will give you vector,
Yeah,
but you have to pay for it.
right.
$100 a month.
Yeah. But you can take that image and pull it off the truck, flatten it to where it's a
Right.
printable file.
All right.
And then if there's
Improve the resolution. Do all
if
that.
there's foreground images, that's what I did this last one. I took the foreground images and I took them off the background. All right, give me the logo that they have. Give me this section. Give me this section. And I just want them on a white
Layer it
background.
in there.
So I can then edit them, resize them, do what I need to do, move them around. Okay, now with all those things that we just took off, recreate the background.
Yeah.
And then I can take that background. If I need to upscale them, I can use an upscale program to get better resolution, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, you send that back to the client. Now you have print ready files, or at least as print ready as they're going to be. And you send that proof to the client. And if they love it, you print it, you slap it on the truck, and Bob's your uncle, you're done.
This is probably what it's going to be like working with me.
So yeah, but it again, AI is a tool. It is a tool just like anything. Adobe Illustrator is a tool.
And that's what I was saying. Like, you will be able to
Photoshop's a
tell
tool.
it. You know the term. Like, have you seen people bitching about AI slop flyers?
Oh, they're awful.
They are awful. Well, that's everyone's fault. It's not AI's fault. It's just doing. Yeah, get me a flyer. Here's the information. Yeah, it's like, so. Here's what I did the other day. I got on there and I got on AI and I said, I want you to look up the top designers in blue collar industry and graphic design. It looked them up. I was like, okay, show me some of their designs. Show me some of their designs. I was like, I want my flyers to look similar to these when dealing with blue collar companies. And it starts shitting those out. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. It's like you have to input. You have to at least type some stuff in there. You know,
It's
like
a computer.
If you're vague, it's just going to give you it's thing that shit's out.
AI is not thinking for itself. Yeah. It is using an infinite number of sources as reference.
Yes,
and it's giving you the content that you're asking for back without you having to scour the internet and then make it yourself.
Yeah.
That's all it's doing. So, there are people out there that are really good with a hammer. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that are way better at AI than I am. So, like, it's just a tool. It all depends on how well you use it. So, but that's the thing. I won't fight it anymore. I will not fight it. Now, will I charge you to recreate your AI image that you brought me?
Yeah.
So we can be print ready?
Yeah.
At large
Absolutely,
format?
because AI's a bitch. You're gonna sit there and do that like 9 times to get it right. Each piece.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Time is the most valuable asset I have.
I made a logo for him recently. He's creating an app, and somebody commented on it. They're like, "Oh, I bet they made this with AI." And I was like, "I did." But what I did was, number one, I went in there and I made an icon. I made fonts. I made the backgrounds. Mm-hmm. I made each piece of it and then brought it in to Photoshop to make it a logo.
You still created a logo. You just didn't draw it.
Yes, I didn't sit there and move the fucking pin around. So
you had another tool draw it for you, but you still gave it the.
And I spent a ton of time dealing with it to get it to do it right.
And AI isn't going to replace a traditional designer. It's not going to replace the input, the process that an actual designer, an actual artist had.
Yeah.
It's
so
not
I
gonna
know what to
replace
tell
that.
it. Versus like anybody else who sits down and tries to make their own logo, you're going to get a piece of shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are plenty of designers and logo creators out there. I follow a lot of them online. Alan Peters is one that I follow all the time. I love his stuff. All of his stuff is very corporate. He does the let's fix this logo. But he does it for major major brands, and he's gotten some really big clients and stuff off of it. He does a really, really good job. But like AI is not going to replace him because he's so good at his job.
He has the vision.
It's not going to replace him. Like, there are tons of people out there. So right now in the rap industry or in the home service-based industry, having a brand with a mascot is huge. Yeah. Like you see that all the time now, right? Like that's kind of the thing. Well, there's a person, he's based out of New Jersey. His name's Dan Antonelli. He runs a company called Kick Charge Creative. It's advertising and marketing firm, but they design vehicle wraps. They're specialized in branding. They specialize in branding more specifically for home service-based industry. Plumbers, HVAC guys, lawn care.
Like the Arling House.
Yeah, so they specialize in that stuff. Now, if you go to their website, I'm not going to say all of their branding stuff has mascots, but a lot does.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need mascots, but they do have icons and stuff, but they do really captivating stuff. And that has become like the thing right now to do when you wrap a vehicle. AI isn't going to replace what Dan Antonelli and his team are doing. It's not. It's going to help someone who has no idea what the hell they're doing get an idea of what they want.
Right.
So then they can bring it to someone like me or take it to someone like a marketing and branding agency and say, these are the things that I like. How close can we get to this? Right. So what happens is the designer doesn't have to do any guessing games and you can get to it faster.
Right. I think it's a tremendous help.
But at the same time, you don't want to rush your brand.
Yeah.
So you asked me about my logo. This took me 2 years to finalize. It would have been sooner had I like had the rush to do it. But I went through so many iterations of my logo before I finally settled on something that I like. And I'm still trying to figure out the brand. Like the logo is a very small part of your overall brand.
Right.
You know, the vehicle, you have a vehicle wrap, you have what you wear on a day-to-day basis. I'm wearing yellow shoes, dude. Like that's the thing. My car is golden black. I mean, I'm literally in the middle of wrapping the garage door at the shop the same color as my car, so you can see it from the street. You know, wrapping the walls. If you're a plumbing company and you have a headquarters and you have a bunch of people working for you, but you have foot traffic, man, put graphics on your walls.
Yeah.
It creates an environment that is warm. It creates trust. It creates the know-how that you care about what you look like to the public. And man, perception is reality.
What about windows? Do you do windows?
Yep.
I need you to do these.
Yep.
I just made a post about it the other day. I didn't know you did them.
Yep.
In all of our offices, we have vinyl, like branding on all of the walls with our like corporate values.
I would love to like take some of my photos and blow them up on the wall.
all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
You do the mesh where you can look outside.
Yeah.
but they can't
Window
see
perf.
you?
Yep.
I need you, bro.
Yep.
I got lots of work for you.
Yep. Window perf. I could wrap this brick right here.
I love the brick.
I know, but I'm
because
just saying
people
you
love getting
can't.
their photo in front of it.
Yeah,
but
you
this wall
can't.
sucks.
Yeah, you can. You
I
can
would
wrap.
love this wall
you
to
can
have
wrap
some
anything.
sort of like cityscape from one of the photos I've taken.
Yep. You can wrap, dude.
But I
it-
definitely want all the
anything.
windows to basically be black, and then the door. I want it to be very discreet here. Because I don't want people. We're in COVID. I don't want people knowing what's in here,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I want everything to be kind of blacked out, and then on the door only just our icon,
You need
and that way I can tell people, hey,
privacy window tint then,
yeah, absolutely.
like a mirrored window tint.
I thought about doing that, but everybody said to do the mesh, so it's like black, and you can see out it.
So you
And then you can
can.
put the logo on it.
Can't you do both?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Can't you do the
I would
mirror?
take your whatever you advise. I just want the shit to be black on the outside and with the white logo that's on the hat back right
Yeah.
there.
yeah. So window tint is cool because you're going to get UV protection, and like if you want, like there are window films out, architectural window films out there that offer privacy. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Like anti-theft stuff.
Yeah.
To where if someone like tries to like bust through, like
Stays together.
it's going to stay together. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different stuff like that. Window perf is cool. Window perf is more for if you have an image, like large image that you want to then like have
That's
on
what,
the
yeah,
outside.
that's what I'm wondering. I don't know if that's what I was saying. I don't know if I just
I
want
think
these
you can still
blacked
see
out
it
and kind of
too at
discreet.
nighttime.
So if you have the windows on, or if you have lights on, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Daytime,
just
no.
like window tint, certain window tints and stuff. If you turn the lights on
Yeah,
and it's dark
you
outside,
reverse
you
it.
can still you can still see in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it does provide some amount of privacy. But you're not using the same window perf on these windows as you're using on a car. You have more coverage, so it's a 70-30, 70% coverage, 30% holes, where on a car it's 50-50
Uh-huh.
because you have to be able to see out car,
Yeah,
with the cars.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, there's tons of things that you can do, but
Yeah,
if you
going
want-
into this year, I really we really professionalized our website. We came out with an app, and we're trying to make ourselves not a mom and pop shop anymore. And the next thing that I want to do is basically all of our vehicles have like the same type of wrap. That way, when we pull up to these things,
Mhm.
it identifies us number one.
Yep.
Because a lot of people call the cops on me all the time. And I pull up, I look weird. I pull up in a truck. I got all this backpacks on. I walk up to a house and go inside it that's empty. The cops show up. And then if I fly the drone, then they're like, hey, what's going on with this drone over my house? And the cops show up.
right.
So it'd be really nice to have kind of like, I pull down the road and it's like film crew. And people are like, oh, and they just leave me alone because of that. Or I'm going to buy a cop car. I've been talking to my wife about this. Just buy an old Ford Explorer It's all black with the light on the front, and then everybody will just think I'm a cop in the first place, and I can just weave in and out of traffic. Those are my two options. I almost bought one the other day. Literally, it's $8,500, all black. It was an ex-cop car, Interceptor.
I'd go with the first option.
Very.
Yeah.
You can do a lot to them. You can make those things scoot.
Yes.
So, Brice, we always kind of ask this question. You said you were working pretty much for a corporate company, doing this for a while. What made you make your move?
I don't want to get into too much of the weeds.
Yeah.
So I was there for 7 years. I wanted to make my move, let's see, probably 2016, something like that. But my wife was pregnant with our second child at the time, and I needed something more stable because I had started to go out on my own and started to do this near 10 years ago. While I was working for another company, I was doing a lot of side work and building a client base and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I needed something more stable and everything. So I got a corporate job. And it worked for 7 years, and it was close to my home, and I really liked it, and I loved the people. And eventually I felt like I peeked behind the curtain and I saw the wizard, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah.
Didn't like how things were going. So started again, had 1 foot in and 1 foot out for a really long time.
Yeah.
Doing my own
Trying
stuff.
to build up enough to replace that paycheck. I've done the exact same path you've done.
So I did that for probably almost a full year. And then when finally, I think it was we're in 2026, right? So 2025, first quarter of 2025, I blew through my PTO in the first quarter for the entire year.
Yeah.
I blew through it doing side jobs of my own.
Right.
And then finally, my goal was to be gone by the end of 2025. That was my goal. And everybody knew it. My boss knew it. My direct supervisor knew it. My team knew it. Like, they all knew I was trying to get out. I took a week, Memorial Day last year, and I went down to Florida to help a friend who had his own wrap shop down there. He was bogged down with a bunch of work, and I went down there to help. So I stayed down there for 4 days, and we knocked out, I think, 3 vehicles in 4 days. Massive, like a van, some massive box truck, and like something else. And by Friday, I had an email telling me that I didn't need to come back to work. So I was forced to make my move, even though I was planning it.
Yeah.
I got that push that I needed.
Right.
To go all in for myself.
That's crazy. We have very parallel stories. I did the same exact thing. And
So it was one of the best things that could have happened. Like,
you could
looking
have
back
got
at it.
another job, but you're like, nope, this is it. We're gonna make this happen, right?
Yeah, making it work. So at the
I
time,
literally just made a post about this.
yeah.
Like, stop getting all your fucking ducks in a row.
Oh, you just
Do
start.
something.
Just start.
Do something.
Yeah.
No one.
You'll get what you need in a row to keep it rolling.
None of us still have our fucking ducks in a row. Every day it's something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, every day.
So just go out. If you want to do something, just fucking go out and do it before it's too late.
Yeah.
Start
Because
doing it.
you might not make it till tomorrow. So at the end of the day, what does it fucking matter anyway?
I've even thought about, like, make a move. Not make your move, make a move. That's really what it's about. Like, if there's a goal that you want to do, it's every day, do something, chip away to make that wheel start turning.
1% better every day.
Yeah.
You're never going to get to 100 because you're constantly moving the goalposts. You have to.
It's true.
So, we are all the, what's the word I'm looking for? We are the product of the 5 people that we hang around the most.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you hang around people that are lazy and don't give a shit, or they're just stuck in their ways and whatever, like that's what you're going to be.
Yeah.
If you want to be a high achiever, excel, move forward, do something for yourself, then man, you need to find a new crew.
Iron sharpens iron. That's why we did. That's why we made this clubhouse.
It's crazy. So and there's tons of things that I'm still learning. You know, I'm 44 years old, man, and I've learned more about business and how to conduct myself and how to move the needle in the last year than I have in the past 10 years. Just because you have to do it. If you want to get fit, don't wait. Don't say I'm going to the gym on Monday and here it is Thursday.
Literally walk out of the house right now.
Go tomorrow. Go like
At
go
least pull
do
in the
it.
fucking parking lot and sit there and look at it.
That's the hardest part. Getting there. You know,
Do that for a week.
starting
Literally,
right.
sometimes
going
I
in.
pull up and it takes me 10 minutes to get out of my car. I'll sit there on my phone and whatever.
Why is that so easy?
Because you're going to go
Why-
there and lift heavy things.
Why?
Versus sitting there when you're tired. That's the difference.
But it's so crazy how mentally that is easy on you to bog yourself down with whatever you're looking at on your phone, social media, but it's not mentally easy for you to go improve yourself.
Because it's physically hard. That's why.
It's crazy though. It's both mental.
It's a mindset.
They're both mental. It's not if you could turn it off mentally, it's not hard to lift heavy things.
Okay.
I mean, it's all a mind game. Like it's all a mind game.
That's a new one. I've
It's-
never heard that one.
It's all
Like that's how
it's
I
all
feel.
mindset.
It's because like when you're at the gym,
Richie, I have a feeling this fight literally much more than a mind game. I think it's a physical game.
but that's literally it's literally in your mind though because you can achieve it.
I know what he's saying because, like, the hard part is just staying with it because, like, if you're going to the gym and you start lifting, then you have no fear of going to lifting heavy things. You want to go do it. You're like, I'm into this now.
Because it's part of
And
your
you go
lifestyle.
and you lift it up. You enjoy doing it. You enjoy lifting more each time.
It's not as hard as
But
you
then-
thought it was.
Yeah, but then like life
mental.
bogs you down. You can't get there, and then you miss a couple weeks, and then it's like, oh, that shit's heavy. But yeah, it's a challenge just being an entrepreneur in itself. Finding time to also keep your health in check as well, and work out. And
Yeah, I would say one of the
family,
most unhealthy
all that
things
stuff.
is sleep quality. Like I think maybe every entrepreneur or solo entrepreneur runs through terrible sleep quality. Because
Absolutely.
even when you're laying in bed, you still
yeah,
Our
you have
grinding
anxiety
business.
of the thoughts of the day. I'm literally when I sleep. I don't know if you have this happen. When I sleep, I'm editing videos. I'm having a ton of anxiety about it too because it's like you know, in a dream you can't do anything that you want to do. You're like, ugh, ugh. I'll be having dreams and it's like there's a screen in front of me and I'm like cutting these clips up and stuff.
because that's what your mind's doing. Because it
yeah.
doesn't stop.
Right? Yeah, it's just become like my brain is wired to be thinking that way. So even when I sleep, it's
At
like,
least it stays on one task.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine a brain that does that, except with 1,000 different tasks.
I have
That's
so
me.
many videos to do that I will load up the clips in the computer and then I'll go to bed so that they can render or whatever. And I'll be laying in bed thinking about how I'm going to cut them up so that when I wake up I can go right into it. And then I'll be dreaming about it.
It's actually like you never sleep.
Exactly.
Do you have that problem?
Sometimes not with like the physical part of actually like rapping. For me, it's more like problem solving, staying on task. I say that I have undiagnosed ADHD or ADD. Like I swear to God, I do. Like I
I
was
think that everyone has this.
something. I was told not too long ago by someone very, very close to me, who I won't name names, that my time management skills sucked. And I said, yes, they do. But it's because like it's really hard for me to stay on task. It's mindset. it's like, what am I going to do? Like, what did I do when I came in? When I came in here, I set my phone and I took my watch off and I put it over there because I get distracted way too easy. I've started setting time limits on my phone for certain apps.
Yeah.
I try my best to actually not ignore those time limits, only do certain, like I try to do puzzles now, like number puzzles and word puzzles to kind of keep my mind sharp, but I only do them for X amount of time or at certain points of the day, and then I don't do them again. So that way I can, I have to have, I'm a list guy. I'm one of those guys that if I don't have a list, I will bounce everywhere.
Yeah.
But if I have a list, I'm really good at sticking to it.
I think this is a good mindset for entrepreneurs. And they say a lot of entrepreneurs have this like ADHD or whatever. And it's because we have so many things going on and so many responsibilities, and almost everything, you can't get it completely done. Like you'll go over here and get some sort of task rolling the best you can, and then you get some sort of stoppage, whether it's waiting on another person or getting back a feedback on a design. So now you got to go do something else, and it's like all day pushing along. Like you got a line of tasks, you push this one up, and you come over here, push this one up a little, push this one up, and hopefully by the end of the day you get all those across the finish line. That's kind of how my day is.
That's where time blocking comes in. Have you ever time blocked?
Yeah, I've tried to do that. It just will not work with the unforeseen conditions that always occur.
Have you ever done a time audit on yourself?
No, I would not want to, because I know that I waste time, but I do it for my mental health, literally.
So here's the crazy thing. I'd done a time audit once, and I did it for like a week straight, and it was the most productive week I ever had.
Yeah.
Because so literally,
track of it.
if you've never time blocked or time audited yourself, and so during your workday, not like from the time you get up, you could do that from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed. What are you doing? Literally every 15 minutes, you write down what you did for the past 15 minutes.
Wow.
It's crazy. You think like, I'm not going to get anything done because I'm just going to be writing down what I did all day.
You'll be right now. I didn't do anything.
Not true. Yeah, not true. Because like, let's say you have a block for 2 hours for editing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to edit from this time to this time. You start and you write in you literally set a timer, 15 minutes. Timer goes off, editing. You just forget. It's 2 seconds. Write it down.
Yeah.
You get right back to it. Editing every time, every 15 minutes.
Keeps you on task.
If you do anything else other than edit for 15 minutes, you write that down. And then when you go back and you look at it, you're like, I was on the toilet for 30 minutes right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
or
Yes.
oh my God, like I just scrolled Instagram.
I went upstairs, got a snack, and yeah.
Yeah, I just scrolled Instagram for 30 minutes, or I was on Facebook literally doing nothing. I wasn't being productive with my Facebook time. I wasn't like commenting and, making touches or anything like that, commenting on things, trying to, get my name out there. I was just scrolling, doom scrolling.
Right.
It'll tell you a lot about what you do and how you're doing things.
I kind of like know that I'm fucking off a lot, but like I said, I think that it's kind of like, back in the day, inventors like in the 1600s and shit, they would take a lot of breaks and naps throughout the day and never hardly like sleep. So like, I look at it like this. I will do whatever I'm working on until I almost feel like I'm feeling that anxiety of I don't want to sit here anymore, or I don't want to do this anymore, because I feel like the quality of my work will go down if I'm forcing it. So I'll purposely take all sorts of breaks, and I call them treats. Like, oh, I need to go upstairs and grab a Coke or grab a drink or whatever.
You got to have brain breaks.
Yeah, all these little brain breaks. Yes, that's what they are.
You got to have brain breaks. So I'm in a phase right now where I'm getting a lot of production stuff done. So Tuesday was the day we had the storm. Yeah. So Tuesday, a trailer got picked up for me. And then yesterday and today and even tomorrow, like I'm doing a lot of office stuff, right? I've gotten material in, I'm setting files up so I can put them into production, get them cut and ready and prepped. So that way next week I can go heavy on the install side.
Yeah.
But if I don't take a break, like if I'm like, okay, I got to hit save on whatever I'm working on, and if it's taking a second to save, that's my time to get up, stretch my legs,
Right.
walk around for,
Yeah.
a couple minutes, come back to it. Make a couple phone calls if I have to, that kind of thing. Like you have to do that, because if not, you're exactly right. Your production goes,
Your quality.
yeah.
Like, your production will slow down hard, and then the quality hits harder. Like, that's how I feel. Like, if I'm tired and this video needs to be done, I'd rather it be late and better than, like, I'm just like, oh, let me get it done. I just kind of sling it together, slap it together, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a focus on one thing kind of guy. It's really hard for me. People always say, like, oh, you're multitasking. Like, first of all, multitasking isn't a thing. Because how many times can you really truly focus on more than one thing at
Only
a time?
women can do that.
I still think it's kind of a farce. Like, you know, if you really
You're just
think
doing
about
a lot
it,
of one things at a time.
yeah, you're doing tiny little things back to back to back. Like, that's not multitasking. That's just doing one thing for a short amount of time and then moving to the next thing and then moving to the next thing.
I don't know, man.
So, I mean,
I think women have that.
I think
gift.
my wife will disagree with me as well.
I really do. If you
So-
stand
Well, I
back
mean, I
and
watch Kat. She's doing like,
you stand back and watch women, you're like, you kind of stand there like, how the fuck?
she'll be typing something that she's like
And
having a
talking,
conversation
and
and,
then
talking to me at the same time. And I'll be
Ow.
like, you're not paying attention.
Oh,
She'll be
yeah.
like, yeah, I was. And I'll be like, well, what'd I say? And she'll fucking repeat it back. And I'm like, yeah,
Dude.
she's got several CPUs going at once. Yeah. She's
Fucking cooking, feeding the baby, and talking on the phone. How the fuck do you do
They
that?
say women are more, multitask like that, and men are more focused on one thing
One
at a
task.
time. Yeah.
Bro,
But in
more
my,
than that,
like
I'm
I said,
cooked.
in my industry, it's, hey, I've downloaded this footage. I got to wait for it to load up into the drive. I got to go do something else. Let me open up Lightroom and start editing these photos while that, that's my multitask. While these things are processed, I need an AI scene. That scene's going to take 20 minutes to process. I get
But
that
technically,
going.
you're not multitasking.
No, you're staying on
what
one
you've
task.
you've started something, and while you're waiting for that thing to process, you're now moving on to something else and then having to come back to it. I do the same thing. So,
Bro, I can't even work and talk at the same time.
it's
It's like
when I take phone calls, I stop.
I can't do
I
it.
stop. I can't keep designing. If I'm working on
yeah.
accounting stuff or whatever,
In
and I get
fact,
a
I
phone
put
call,
the phone up to my head and I walk around the room in circles.
Yeah, I cannot. I cannot
I'm
talk
not
on
doing
the
that.
phone and work.
well, and it's not
Absolutely.
for me. I don't think it's fair to whoever I'm talking to, because a lot of time it's a client or a potential client. It's not fair to them to not give them 100% of my attention. Like,
Yeah.
listen, like, we're speaking because you have a problem that needs to be solved, and you've called me to help you solve the problem. So if I give you anything less than 100%, then I don't deserve your business. That's the way I see it. And there are a lot of times where, I won't answer a call because I'm in the middle of doing XYZ, and I'm
me
like,
every
I
second.
have to stay focused on this. And even though I'm getting a phone call from a client or a potential client, I will let it go to voicemail. If they want to leave a message, great. But even if they do or they don't, my CRM is texting them immediately. Hey, I'm sorry we missed your call. Is there something I can help you with? More often than not, I get a text back, which tells me they're texters, not callers, which gives me the opportunity to text them back at my convenience
Right.
or call them back at my convenience. And I haven't had someone pissed off at me yet about it.
Yeah.
Are you on the phone a lot, you think?
Ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. Truly, it really does.
Now,
but
is it answering the phone a lot or carrying on one single conversation for most of the time?
so for me, it's a lot of education. I like to educate the people who need services from me so they
gotcha.
know exactly what they're
So most of your time is probably explaining things
Yeah.
more than having 3 calls coming at one time. having to
Responding
answer
to
it.
fires.
Okay.
Yeah. I will educate somebody. I'll give you a perfect example. Today I got a phone call from a person who wanted a Chrome delete on his car. You don't know what a Chrome delete is? It's literally where you black out or make the chrome on your car any color you want to, right? Typically it's black, gloss black, satin black, whatever.
Yes, I need this on my truck too.
So Chrome deleting is not a service that I offer by itself. I will Chrome delete a car, but only if I'm doing something else to that car. If I'm wrapping it completely or whatever, then and they want to Chrome delete, that's fine. But I won't do it just a la carte. Like you're not going to come in and I'm
The
only going to
price
Chrome
goes
delete
up
your car.
majorly when the Chrome delete happens, I've noticed.
So it does. And he asked me, he
That's a
said,
bitch or something.
he said,
isn't it?
why? He said, why, like, why don't you offer it? And I was like, I said, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I hate doing them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I said, plus, I'm not going to warranty anything that's wrapped on Chrome. I don't warranty. Well, why? Well, a lot of Chrome has like rubber, porous rubber or plastic that sits up next to it that's constantly dirty. I don't know if you've ever, on like window trim, the rubber that's up next to the Chrome, you can clean that about 1,000 times,
It's like
and
a
you're going to
sponge.
because it's never going to get clean.
Yeah.
So because of those areas, like I'm not going to warranty it because I don't want you coming back to me
Right.
2 weeks later, every 2 weeks forever, saying that this is failing when I knew it was going to fail to begin with. So that's one reason. And he was just like, oh. So instead of hanging up the phone with him, he had like 3 more questions for me, not about wrapping at all. It was about customizing cars. Do you know of any websites or places in town for XYZ? Like, I'm looking for mods for this type of car. Can you point me in the right direction? Da, 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 da. I was happy to help him.
Yeah.
I was 100%. I'll tell you what I know, what I don't know, and if I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But got off the phone. We had a 15-minute conversation. 3 of it was me telling him I don't do Chrome deletes. The reason he called to begin with, but a 15-minute conversation because he had a problem and I needed to help him. So hopefully he remembers that. And when he does have something that he wants to get done to his car, he comes back to me or tells somebody. Hey, I called Brice over at Big Sticker the other day and
He knows his
he
shit.
couldn't help me because I had bigger problems, but like you may be able to go over
In
there.
fact, you took the time out to
Yeah.
explain to him why.
So like
Because
that,
literally, I've
that's
had
it.
3 people tell me, well, that's good. The only thing they've ever said is, well, that's going to be more money. They didn't take the time out to say, well, here's why.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, because we're going to go through hell to do this type thing.
It's why you have to. People have to understand what you're doing for them because they have to know what the value is.
Yeah.
The value of something, the cost of something, or how much something is valued is different for everybody, right?
Right.
I learned this. I started card collecting a while ago, like during COVID. Everybody started collecting cards for stuff, right? The value of something is only as much as someone is willing to pay for it.
Right.
If no one's willing to pay for that $1,000 item that you're trying to sell, it's not worth $1,000.
Yeah.
But all it takes is one. You know what I'm saying? If you can get one person to pay for that $1,000 coaster or whatever, then it's worth $1,000.
Right. Right.
But until then, it's not worth that. So that's how I price all my stuff. Obviously I'm looking at materials and like what my time is worth and my overhead and all that kind of stuff and how I get to that. And try to work within people's budgets as best I can. But I'm not going to discount just to discount.
Yeah.
People will say that all the time. You run any kind of discounts, or what if I pay for whatever? What if I pay cash? You get a discount? No, I still got to
Do
pay
they ask
taxes on it.
Walmart that?
Yeah, I still got
Do
to pay
they ask
taxes on
Wendy's
it,
that when
like
they
all
pull
that
up
kind
at
of
the
stuff. Like,
drive-through? Hey,
yeah.
you think you can discount that burger today?
Some
So
people do.
you
got
like,
senior citizen discount.
but
Like,
here's what you
come
do.
on.
Instead of listen, all right, you have a budget. Let's work on that. Let's work. I'll work with you on the price. What can we take away?
Yeah. What can I do for you for that?
Yeah. Here's what you want, but for the price that you need to stay within, this is what I can do, and
Right.
it's not going to meet up to what
Right.
you want. So as soon as you start taking something away, it makes them go, oh, well, what if I miss out on the thing that I actually wanted?
Yeah.
Then you're not lessening your rate. You're just helping them with their budget.
Right.
So I try to do that. I have package pricing for all of my commercial clients. So if someone comes in and they are driving a certain type of vehicle and they want a full wrap, I know exactly how much it's going to cost.
F-150.
F-150.
Park cab.
Oh, I can't. It's not off the top of my head. It's all my CRM. Actually, no. I take that back. Full-size truck, commercial wrap, no roof, starts at $36.99 materials and installation.
No roof. What do you mean by that?
So no roof wrap. So like,
Nothing on top.
yeah, nothing on the roof. And the reason for that is on a commercial vehicle, when you're advertising on a truck, 9 times out of 10, they don't care about having the roof wrapped.
You got ladder
Roof wrap.
racks and shit you got to worry about and all types of shit.
I want my roof wrap because I want the logo on there because I land my drone
There you go.
onto the truck,
So
and I
that's-
want that to be the pad as
Yeah.
the logo.
So that's a, yeah.
So let me ask you,
Yes.
when you give a price, you just now gave a price for a truck, so they start at 36. So is that pretty much across the board of vehicles, like 4-door sedan, 3,200, 2-door sedan, or
Yeah.
2-door coupe?
So the way I do package pricing is I have vehicles that are similar in make and size. I've done a ton of so a Dodge Ram, Toyota Tundra,
And that lets you know
F-150.
kind of your build. You get
Yeah,
ballpark figures.
like Nissan Titan, all those full-size trucks. Here's the thing. A Toyota Tacoma is essentially a full-size truck now. They've gotten so big.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Same thing. Like a Ranger is almost a full-size truck.
Right.
The only small truck out there right now is a Maverick.
All right.
So like all of those trucks kind of have the same starting price. And the reason for that is I
Is it on
do
your
it,
website?
huh?
Is it on your website?
No.
Where I can go to your website and say, I have this make and model. This is approximately what this costs.
No, because I want to talk to you so you understand why the cost is what it is.
But before you get the price, what about the phone number and email entry so you have a customer in your database at all times?
There's
And you
a
can call them back. Hey, I just noticed that you.
Probably what you're doing, right? You have
so there's a form on the website on the contact page. When you fill it up, it
Well,
goes-
I mean, like price. Like for example,
There it
get,
is,
get
folks.
your instant
oh,
quote
an instant
now.
quote.
And then before they get that number, they have to put their info in.
Yeah.
Phone number, email.
Do you design
Name.
your own website?
Yeah, that's a Hostinger.
So to go back to my original question of, do you use AI in your business?
Yeah.
This is a perfect opportunity because I've been leading up to this question. This is a perfect opportunity to possibly help your business,
Wall
maybe,
girls.
is to create basically a code and Claude that can build a system of everything that you input based on vehicle, based on this and this and this. And it can use it to put a widget on your website that basically will give them possibly even a visualization of what they have and a price. But before they get that, it's entry of the information. And if you have a broad spectrum of like vehicles that are approximately the same, that will capture lead information that you can always use for promotion, email promotion, texting promotion. You always have that customer in your database that was or is interested in vinyl wrapping. And this could not only be for this vehicle, this could be for multiple vehicles. So they're always going to be interested in vinyl wrapping. So that customer is always in your database. So they will get, all your promotions or all your details or even updates to their email. Like, hey, we just wrapped this, check this out. AI has gotten so far advanced that you can basically create anything that you can imagine in your brain to work for you, but you have to input that information first. So I'm sure there's probably companies out there that you could pay for a widget like that on your website, $200-$300 a month. But at the end of the day, that's still a coded system that you can create yourself easily. And I feel like that could probably help your business out a little bit, at least something, because like getting that instant price quote, I use it for roofing, but getting that instant price quote like kind of puts it in their mind of what something should or be around the cost. So if they've gotten 10 estimates and your estimate comes in way under or way above or even in the middle, they want to know why, and when you call them back, you can explain that. And I don't know, it helps my business out because maybe they've got another estimate that's 2 times the cost of mine, and they see my price, and they might even call like, we just put this on your website and it's half. Is this the real price? You know what I mean? Then you can explain why or how, and strike conversation that way. But I feel like that widget would be really cool on your website.
Yeah, it can work for when it comes down to, so like I kind of base everything full wrap, 3/4 wrap, half wrap, or like decals, like 1 color decals or 2 color decals, right? So like you kind of have options there. So something to fit the budget for everyone's budget. I still have a lot of work. Like I have the pricings like ready to go essentially, but I still have a lot of work to do when it comes to giving some visualizations to the end client on, okay, when you say half wrap, what do you mean?
Yeah.
When you say 3/4 wrap, what do you mean? So showing people what we mean.
Yeah, I'm sure
by that
someone out
kind
there
of
would
stuff.
show like a 3D card,
Yeah.
and have it glow on the spots. That would
Yeah,
be
and there are a lot of
wrapped.
companies out there that do things to very similar to like what you're talking about. I'm just not there yet. Again,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
one guy.
he's liking the conversations with them and explaining everything. But you're going to get to a point one day where you can't take the
That's
conversations
really
anymore.
what I'm noticing about you. It's not just the love of wraps; it's love of helping people. Because what I've heard, what I've heard from you this whole time is helping people. You're in a conversation for 15 minutes, not even talking about your business. Like you just want to help the guy.
Yeah.
That's what
So
it's about. Customer service.
there's a show that I watched a while ago, and there's a quote from the show that if a friend asks for help, you help. It's as simple as that. And the way I see it is, it doesn't have to be a friend. It can just be someone that needs help, right?
Right.
Because if we're not actively helping each other get through this crazy thing we called life on this floating rock in the middle of space, like, what are we doing? Like, our life has to have purpose. And if I can help somebody, like, and if it's in my power to help, I'm going to help. And if I can't, and if it's something that's not in my power, or I don't have the resources or the knowledge, then I'm going to do my best to at least point you in the direction of someone who can.
Right.
Because then hopefully later, like, you'll remember that. It's just, I don't know. It's so many people out there are so quick to shut people down or, you know, just blow someone off. But at the same time, it's like, you know, if I can help, like I'll help. You know,
One of my New Year's resolutions a couple of years ago was to say yes to everything.
that'll
And
get you in
that was
trouble.
a crazy year. It was a crazy year. It got me in some trouble, but almost every single time that I had to go do something I said yes to, I didn't want to do, I ended up meeting somebody who was extremely important that helped the business.
Yeah.
Or I got a new client, or I met somebody just in general.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I advise trying that out, not for too long.
Yeah.
Had to draw back on it after a while because I was doing way too much stuff.
Yeah,
saying
you
yes to
can
everything.
do like a yes day, or like a yes or like a yes weekend maybe.
Yeah.
Yes year, that would be really
It was
tough.
mostly like, you know, people would want or need extra things or favors, or, you know, nonprofits reaching out. Hey, do you do videos for free? Yes, sure, we do. We help people and do it.
Yeah, that's
But then
one,
I'm on a golf course and I meet a bunch of Fortune 500 business owners.
right, exactly.
So it was
Yeah,
like a
that's
great
one thing that
decision.
I'm actually trying to figure out how I can use the business to help the community that I'm in. So like I live out in Union, but I work in Erlanger. So like, and Florence is in between, right? So like I grew up in this area, like this is home, right?
Yeah.
But like, how can I help the community I'm in? So like, what can I give? Because when you give and you give without expecting anything in return, like that's when good stuff starts to happen.
You actually get shit in return.
So there are things like, again, like I'm not gonna give away like I'm not gonna give away my time for like wrapping a whole vehicle or something like that, unless like it's a cause that I deem worthy. You know, like you do a free wrap every now and again, like let's talk. But I have done wraps in the past where I'm like, listen, if you cover the materials, I will wrap it for free. I will volunteer my time. And I will take a day or whatever it takes to wrap this, and I will do it for you as long as you cover the cost of materials. I have done that in the past. I can't say that it's been that lucrative for me, but at least it's there. At least I can say like I helped, you know.
It's a portfolio piece now.
So, you know, but like
It's
even
a connection.
Yeah, and even having conversations like this, like it's fine. Like if anybody, it doesn't matter if there's one person that watches this or 500 or 5,000. If one person can take a little nugget of information that helps make their life easier, then mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's why we do it. We do this podcast basically for that moment that you had when, you know, you thought you had something that was secure, and then you got an email saying it wasn't there anymore, right? And then having the courage to say, you know what, I'm not even going to search for that anymore. I'm going to make it happen on my own. So that's part of the reason we do this, to help, you know, people on the other end who are, you know, working that job that they hate, and they have this talent or this thing they love to do. Take the leap, make a business out of it, control your life, work every day, every hour of your life instead of the 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, if you do it right, you know, I have a business coach. If you are an entrepreneur and you don't have a business coach, I highly recommend getting a business coach. Someone who's been there, done that.
Yeah.
So another piece of advice that I received from somebody who's very successful in my industry, he said, and he got this advice from his mentor: find somebody in a position that you want to be in and pay them to tell you how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it for free. Don't like take that, but offer to pay them. I will pay you to give me the steps to get to where you are.
I've seen this done where people will come, I'll work for you for pennies or for free to learn it.
Yes.
I'll give you my time if I can learn from you.
You got to put yourself out there. I'm really lucky. I met somebody a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago at this point, at a trade show. And he's a year younger than me. He has a very successful business in Virginia. And he is also the founder of a software program that I use to run the business now, or one of the co-founder of it. And I said, listen, like, we've never met. I know who you are. I know what you do. You don't know this yet, but you're going to be my business coach.
Yeah.
And we have a rapport. And now we talk like every 2 weeks. We talk about the business, how things are going, family life, everything. And it's probably been a year and he hasn't charged me a dime.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah. I have someone like that too.
So, you know, it's almost like to the point where I'm just like, kind of feel bad.
I try to be that for a lot of people as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's paying it forward. Yeah. You know, if someone asks me a question or how to do something or whatever, like, yeah, like I'll show you. You know, there are plenty of people in my industry. You know, there are a handful of installers that I work with that don't have the experience that I do, and I'll hire them to come help me. If they have a question on anything, like, dude, like, you have me on speed dial, call me. You ever need any help with anything, like, call me. Like, I'm going to be there. Like, it's just, the industry is so small. It's just doesn't make any sense not to.
Yeah.
So
I hear that. You know, it's kind of a new thing. So all this new marketing stuff, like even videos and social media, wrapping cars, this is all a new generational thing. People, high demand for it, and not a lot of people who can do it and do it right.
Wrapping cars has been around for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't see people like doing it the way they do now. Like the amount of people doing this. Like back in the day when it was happening, it was like, that's a huge company. You know, now it's like anyone has access to it because of companies like you.
Well, the technology in the film has advanced a lot over the past 20 years. The technology of the designs, of the print, like what you can do with it, it's all really advanced. It continues to advance. You know, now there are films out there that they will last 7 years, you know, if you really want them to.
Yeah.
So it's all an evolution, and if you're not evolving, dude, you're just gonna get left behind. So
Absolutely. Before we go, speak to the camera, tell the people how to get a hold of you guys. What's the best way to get your car wrapped? Or if
so
there's any businesses out there that have fleets,
yeah, so which one? This one?
we're going to give you that one.
That one?
Yes.
Okay. Big Sticker, vehicle wraps, and graphic installations. I'm over at in Erlanger at 28 Kenton Lands Road, Building B. Soon enough, it will have my logos and stuff on the building, but right now it doesn't. The phone number, if you want to call, 859-534-8300, or you can go to the website and click on the contact form, fill that out, and you will come directly into the system, and I'll give you a call or an email back. Anything from fleet wraps, full wraps, decals, restyling, you know, color changes, you know, sky's the limit. If you don't know if it can be wrapped and you want it wrapped, call me. I'll help you out. We'll figure it out together.
Awesome.
That's this website right here on the screen, right?
Yep, that's it.
Nice.
And I'll just go here to request an appointment.
Request an appointment, or yeah, you can go to the contact button, and there's a form you can fill out. It'll load right there, and that form goes straight into my CRM, and I know exactly what you're looking at, and it puts you in as an opportunity and into the pipeline.
Cool, cool.
So,
All right, guys. Go back to full. All right, guys. This is the Make Your Move podcast. Richie, you got any closing thoughts?
I don't have any closing thoughts, man.
All right. Brice, thanks for taking some time out to come out here.
of course,
This is a give. Like we just talked about that. Probably guys out there want to be in your industry, and you're a very experienced guy, and they probably learned a lot from this. And just anybody who's out there, you know, we've heard the same story over and over again of, you know, like wanting that financial freedom, wanting that just freedom in general, and controlling your destiny a little bit and being an entrepreneur. Here's another guy who took the leap, and he's making it happen. We appreciate you guys. Make Your Move podcast. Peace.
See you.
It's time to make your move.